Okay, so I see they cut the lawn and they cut the knotweed. That's what we need to keep doing. But we have to go a little deeper into it. It'll take, as research says, it'll take 4 to 5 years before the growth stops. But this is the climb up. And the knotweed is in, there's a little chipmunk. I don't know if you can see him jumping through there. So this is the path up. As you can see, there's those great, there's an oak coming out of the stone and a maple, but also making its way up in the crevices, the knotweed. And if I remember correctly, last summer there was still fern in those rocks, in the crevices. This year it's knotweed. And it's all down here at the base. And this can very easily be cut back. We cut it back last year, and so this growth was very small and still tender. Wouldn't take a guy. In fact, I'll probably do it myself this morning. Here's another example. I just cleared this through. This is the bottom of the rocks. I cleared away some of the knotweed. It's still there, right there. And underneath is the wild plum trying to grow. Okay, so as I'm cutting along here, there is fern. There is still some fern in this rock, but you see exactly what's covering it up is the knotweed. Right there. And by the end of the summer, if this knotweed's not gone, that fern will be gone. And yet another fern with the knotweed blocking it out. And here again is another plant, a little bay, that would have been lost, completely suffocated by the knotweed. All right, it did not take me, I don't think, not even 15 minutes to cut this all back with the hand side. What you could do with power tools would be so much easier. And then too, in the process, opened up that fern and the fern over there and this little bay plant. In fact, this bay is the only one I've seen anywhere. I'm not sure I've seen others around. It's not that tough of a job. It just needs attention. So up here at the top, what I guess it would be the northwest side. Going down the slope is wild blueberry and rattleweed. But at the very base, all the way down, the knotweed is beginning to come up. Then over here to the side, to this side, we've got 4 young white birch. They're the only ones up here. And then around again, you have at the very top the wild grasses, and again the wild blueberries. Then by the white birch in the rock, there's a small black cherry, wild black cherry, and then the native magnolia, the tulip tree, and oaks all the way around. Then on the other side, you have this black cherry on the top of the rocks, and that is where I found this, a young shoot of knotweed at the very, very top, the first one, then greenbrier, and wild plum right here. In this little crevice is some kind of very miniature fern. I don't know the variety, but you can see how tiny. And just below them is a different moss that seems to be almost black. Under another rock, honeysuckle. Here's another patch of tall grass, and almost exclusively this reddish and green moss. In one crevice, you have this beautiful patch of mosses, and right next to it, coming out of the rock, the wild blueberries, and just across the way, and the only one apparently known, is the native azalea, also coming right out of the cropping. Then there's this, what looks like it may have been a base for a flagpole. Throw the knotweed in there because it's already being used as a trash can, as you can see. And this is the view on the creek side with the wild ferns, which risk being replaced by the knotweed, which grows in those same crevices. And then the big rock at the top. And then down the other side. This is not too good, as you can see. But the thing is, people need to be informed. They do not know what this is. They have no idea of its history and its meaning and its value ecologically, especially kids. And I think kids are agreeable to this if they know about it. Here's another interesting find. About halfway up is what appears to be a native hydrangea, and I don't see any others around. We have to wait to see what it looks like when it flowers. Walking through here, there's the climb up. Pretty tricky, but it can be done. I mean, for most people it can be done easily. But this needs to be seen by the public. It needs to be appreciated for its environmental beauty, not just for kids to come up here and drink. Karakung needs to be made a township park, and I don't know why it's not been after all these years. Now, this is the other side, by the creek itself. My two neighbors and I cleared most of this last season, but it's coming back pretty strongly, although it's still not fully grown. On the other side is where we cut back a great bit. That is the Hughes Garden. Underneath that knotweed are full plantations of flowers, daffodils in particular. There are flowering trees, cherry I believe. There are cemented or paved patios with stone benches. And since Hughes died, it's not been taken care of. This could also be part of the township. This could be a great place for people to enjoy what we have. By the way, this is also the spot, if you go directly below here, this is one of the only spots where we still have direct remnants of the old mill. There's an intake pipe dated 1893 down there.